Well, folks, welcome back. Tonight, the St. Louis Blues playing the Nashville Predators, and we're joined by Nashville General Manager David Poile. And David, first off, congratulations on quite a deal. Give us the thoughts on how important it was for Peter Forsberg to join the Nashville Predators.
Well, I think it's a huge deal. I mean, in my mind, there's been some big deals made at the trading deadlines before in past years, but has there ever been a player of this magnitude ever traded? I mean, when you think of Peter Forsberg, I mean, in my mind, he might be one of the best 10 players ever to play in the National Hockey League. So he's a guy that's won Stanley Cups, Olympics, World Championships, won the most valuable player in the league, Rookie of the Year. This feels like a real good deal for the Predators.
As you have grown this franchise and brought it along from its infancy, and then there's a couple of key signings or trades, whether it be the Sullivan trade and then getting Paul Kariya and now Forsberg. How key has it been just to have patience to wait for that right moment at the right time?
Well, I think in the early years, I mean, we were doing that, just building. I mean, we were in that expansion era. And it's just been the last couple of years that I would say we come out of the expansion era into what I like to refer to as the competitive era, where you have a chance to win. And I think clearly this year this has been our best team, and it's the first time that I think anybody has dared to whisper the possibility that we could win the Stanley Cup. So when you do that, I think it's sort of beholden upon management to try to take it up a notch, and when you add a player like Peter Forsberg, I'd say that's taking it up a notch.
The success and the fun that you guys are having this season, has it been an enjoyable thing for you to be able to look back over all those years and say, this plan is working?
Yeah, definitely. It's I mean, this whole process has been good. Even the first years, other than not winning as many games as we'd like, it is a process, and we've had a lot of good people come through our organization, and I think we've built it the right way from doing it primarily from the draft, and a lot of homegrown players, if you will. That's the only team they played for is the Predators, and I like that. But to become more competitive, we've finally made a few trades and signed some guys in the free agent market, and it feels very good right now.
You get a lot of credit for sticking with your coach and Barry Trotz, and I know the history goes way back to the days when he was in Portland and with Washington and all. Did you know back then that you had the right guy to stick with? Well,
interesting story there is that when I first started with Nashville, and I called a lot of my peers and asked them what they would do from a coaching standpoint, and they said, well, they would hire the most experienced coach possible, because in expansion teams you just have lots of problems, and it's good to have a veteran guy. So of course I did the exact opposite and hired the least experienced, but here we are 9 years later, and now Barry's, I think, second in seniority in the National Hockey League. So it's a good story. Not only have we developed players, but we've certainly developed our coaching staff.
Has it been enjoyable, too, watching things develop between the St. Louis Blues and the Nashville Predators, and really starting to have a rivalry grow there?
Yeah, I think that's the case. I mean, we've looked up to two teams in our division for all the years we've been here, and that's been St. Louis and Detroit. And every time that we played St. Louis, especially in the early years, I mean, it was a tough game, and one that we hardly ever won. Recent history has been more in our favor, but there's no question in my mind that this is going to be a good rivalry for a lot of years.
Thank you very much, and hey, good luck down the stretch here for you.
Thank you.
Folks, that's David Poile. They pulled off the big trade. Peter Forsberg's now with the Nashville Predators. Game time tonight, 7 o'clock, the Blues and Predators here at Scott Trade Center.